Well, hello folks, That Guy Flies RC, coming to you from the Avon Park Aero Mollusk Club. Going to do a review of the Aeros RC SKYCRUISER, which is formerly the FMS Cessna 182 SkyTrain, or not SkyTrain, what was it? I don't know, SkyTrainer. All right, right, left, up, down, right, left. Now I broke the hinge on my elevator, and I had to, if you look closely, you can kind of see the separation on this side. This is still the foam hinge, but it's been reinforced. This side I broke the hinge on it by putting too much that hold the foam, and I actually got, now I have 3 CA hinges in there. So, and I have a video on how to repair a hinge on my channel. I'll put a link to it. But that was my fault. That's why I said on the hold the foam treatment, thin layer on the hinges, not a heavy layer, and that's what happened. So now this is a remaiden with the new hinge job, and we're going to take off in my safe mode, manual mode, so I can get her trimmed out again, because the hinges does affect how the elevator sits on there. So you do have a little bit of suspension on that front gear, a little windy, but it's out of the due west. So alrighty. Yeah. Alright, like I said, I have got her in manual mode right now, which is their direct mode in the Vectra system. I don't think I need any. I give her throttle, she's staying straight. Maybe, I don't know, she's fine. Going into the wind, she's gonna rise just a touch, so no, she's fine. Yeah.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
All right. I forgot that I had not bound her to my IX-14 yet. So this is the first time on the IX-14 with her. And I have found out the hard way that sometimes, you know, I got the prop on, I'm at the field. Well, didn't realize that I didn't realize she wasn't bound because the ESC armed. And I thought, wait a minute, she's not bound. Well, I made the mistake of picking her up and hit the throttle, and see my arm? That just grazed it. That could have been a whole lot worse. There was a big hunk of flesh on the end of one of them props. That could have been a whole lot worse. I got very lucky. I got complacent, and I paid for it. And the other danger is I'm here by myself. Had that been a much worse cut, I would have had to abandon my planes and gone to the hospital, or had to call an ambulance or something. So don't get complacent. All right, let's take off in safe mode now.
Safe mode. Which
they consider that stability mode, with no flaps, because I'm kind of going into the wind, so I don't really need flaps right now. There. Safe mode, I didn't have to use any elevator input at all. She rose off, just gave her a nice gentle throttle. Okay, and she went off just fine on her own. All right, I'm gonna back off the throttle a little bit. All right, she's kind of leveling off now. I don't know how well you can see on the GoPro, but I cannot turn that plane. I can't turn her over. It won't let me. It's in beginner mode, but it's leveling itself out nice. A little bit of gas. She has a little gentle rise with her gas, but a little bit of throttle, but definitely user friendly. All right, I'm going to turn her one more time. See, I can't fight me. She will not let me turn her over. And that's good. This is good for beginner setting. All right. Out of the throttle now, just a little bit, easing off the throttle, coming out of it, lining up with my runway here. All right. There we go, landed in safe. Hardly had to use any, just a little bit of throttle and a little bit of elevator input, just what feels natural. All right, we're going to go to AS3X mode, which is the same, what in the vector world is considered optimized mode. We still got 2.5 minutes on a 5-minute timer. Running a 2700 3S bird. She's a bottom feeder. All right. I'll use takeoff flaps this time. Staying on my center line. A little bit of back pressure on the elevator, and off she lifts. Just a good flying plane. Now their optimized mode is the same thing as AS3X in the Spectrum world.
Remaining 2 minutes.
Yeah, good flying plane. You don't want to do too tight a snap roll on them wings though. She has a very short spar, and she's not a 3D plane. Don't try to fly her like one. She's a scale flyer. Even though I know that really wasn't a scale maneuver, I wasn't really turning real sharply. Not trying to put too much pressure on that wing. All right. Bring her in. Got a storm coming in, but I think it's going to blow over us here. Should add a little more flare. Let's try that again. All right, let's do a little. People say I don't do enough tutorials on flying, so let's, and they're right. I just get out here and fly and have fun, but I mean, that's #1 game.
1 minute.
All right, got 1 minute. We're gonna line up on my center line. Stay on your center line, okay? Stay on the rudder, stay on your throttle, okay? Don't worry so much about your ailerons until you lift off. And you wanna just get gentle back pressure on the elevator. See the elevator going up? Just a little bit of gentle back pressure. And when she builds up to enough speed where it looks like she's getting ready to lift off, then start applying a little bit of pressure on that elevator to bring her, let her lift off. Okay. There we go. Nice scale takeoff. You can tell. She'll start acting like she's wanting to lift, and just give her a little bit of up elevator, and then you'll be happy about that with the results. And then you're on your elevator, but you never, 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 I say it again, never take your finger off that throttle. Your throttle is your #1 landing control. All right, we're gonna line up with our runway, line up with the center line the best we can, get her level, a little bit of back pressure on the elevator, flare just a touch. Okay, with a tricycle gear, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on a GoPro, but you want that bottom gear, your back gear, to touch first, and then let the nose settle in. Okay, let's do that again. We got a little enough time. This thing is very easy on the batteries. We're gonna do that one more time. One more takeoff. Line up center line. Get her up to speed. A little bit of gentle pressure on that elevator, and off she goes. Okay. Go back over here, and I'm in the AS3X. Okay, I'm not in self-level. Okay, gonna line up with my runway, keeping my wings level, line up with my center line. Okay, a little bit of back pressure, let them mains touch first. Yeah. Whoa! First when I'm doing a tutorial, that's when I mess up. All right, let's try it again. Can't do it that way. All right, can't leave it like that. Back pressure. Always when I'm trying to call the shots, that's when I mess up. All right. Center line, center line. Yeah, see, I'm wanting those mains. Boy, my arm hurts. I'm wanting them mains to settle in first, then let the nose drop. Let's do it. Let's push it one more time. Wind is basically stopped. Line up my center line. We're almost 0 speed now, backing the throttle a little bit. A little bit on the mains. There you go. There you go. Let them mains touch first. Throttle is your #1 control, and then your elevator, but throttle's always first, no matter what.
1 minute.
All right, 1 minute over.
Prop secured.
Okay, we flew for a full 6 minutes and 2 seconds. All right, prop is secured, definitely secured. She's already bit me once today. Now, she's a bottom feeder, okay? Make sure your plane is bound correctly with a prop off before you pick it up. I found that out the hard way today. Let's check the battery. That's where I've got the 2700. I plug her in, then I tuck the battery in. I got some Velcro, okay? Now, I don't have the scale antenna glued on the top because I'm going to layer, you know, wing down, and that's just going to mess up those antennas. So I don't have them on there. They're just for looks. They're not functional anyways. Okay, put my hatch back, try to keep all my parts together. This is the 2700 3S with a 35C Hobby Star. Great. I've had this battery, I think, probably 6 years. Couldn't even tell you how many hundreds of flights are on it. 60%. 60%. And I flew for 6 minutes and 2 seconds. That is an old battery. Hobby Star 2700 35C 3S. I got 4 or 6 of these. I think I got 4 of these. They're like 30 bucks each. They're worth every penny. You just, when you don't use them, I mean, look at this slightest little bit of puff after 6 years, and I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of flights. I have flown this in all kinds of planes. I've had this thing down to like 10%, and they're just great flying batteries. They're just good battery, good quality batteries. All right, folks. Well, that is the Arrows SKYCRUISER, formerly the FMS SkyTrainer 182, and this is it's now rebranded as the Arrows SKYCRUISER. And it's got the same FMS pilot, it's the same plane. They just got a different livery on it, and branded differently. But you know, Arrows is either owned or sister company to FMS. You got suspension on the front there, a little bit, and then the backs have a good give to them. And it's just a good flying plane, good stable plane for a beginner. Just remember, if you use the hold the foam treatment, just make sure you use a thin layer in the hinges. All right, folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC saying God bless y'all. Don't forget, safe family and friends. And then Hobby Zone, thank you for sending out the SKYCRUISER for a review. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.